Hey guys, I'm Becky Hoy, founder of Brave Crate, the deployment countdown box for military spouses, and I'm here to show you everything inside of the November Brave Crate. Now, this box is extra special. We are so excited because this month's Brave Crate, our deployment countdown box for the month of November, was specially curated by Joe from Joe My Gosh. If you haven't met Joe, you should know that Joe runs the blog joemygosh.com. Joe started joemygosh.com while her husband John was deployed to Afghanistan as a way to really connect with other military spouses and to learn more about military life. But since that time, Joe My Gosh has really become just a trusted resource for military spouses everywhere. And Joe has become an advocate for military families. She's truly an expert. We're so excited that she has picked every single thing inside of your November Brave Crate. We have all been waiting for this very special deployment countdown box, and so I'm not going to keep you in anticipation anymore. Let's pop it open and see what's inside. Now, of course, when you open your box, the first thing you'll see is your challenge of the month card. It says, your deployment countdown starts now. Flip me over last to see your challenge for this month, and so we're going to wait. We'll flip that card over last and get into what's inside. Now, once you open up your box, the first thing you'll see is your insert. It tells you a little bit about the month's theme. Of course, our theme this month is Joe My Gosh, and so there's a sweet note from Joe straight to you. And I just want to read the last sentence of this note. It says, "Here's what I know. You are strong and brave, and you can absolutely do this." I love how encouraging Joe is in all of her content, all of her blog posts, everything that you'll see on social media. Joe is just nothing but encouragement, and I really think that everything inside this month's Brave Crate really reflects that. Spoiler alert, if you flip this card over, it'll tell you a little bit about each of the products inside of the box. This month, there are actually notes from Joe about everything she selected and why she put it in your Brave Crate. And flip this open, you'll find your calendar. We've pointed out a few really exciting days that we are looking forward to in November, like National Nachos Day on the 6th or World Kindness Day on the 13th. We've also pointed out when your next Brave Crate ships. That's November 20th. And also, there is a date on here, November 11th, that you are specially invited by Joe to her online training in the Facebook group for Brave Crate members. And her training is Deployment Bucket Lists 101. So perfect that Joe is going to help us write out our deployment bucket lists. She's a fantastic writer, really creative person, and I can't wait to see what she helps all of us get excited about for the rest of our deployment countdown. Again, that's November 11th, and Joe is going to be joining us at 7 p.m. Eastern Time in the Facebook group for members. We will also have some fantastic giveaways, discussions, FAQ posts all month long to help us get through our November countdown in a really positive and healthy way. Now, you won't be able to miss this one. Once you have those inserts removed from your box, the very first thing that's going to catch your eye is this gorgeous shoe fly pie coffee from Swatera Coffee Company. Joe selected this fabulous blend of coffee for your November countdown to help keep us energized and bring some joy to our mornings. Now, before I tell you about the coffee itself, I just want to mention this is an incredibly special opportunity for all of us counting down in the month of November to be even more connected with Joe, because this coffee is from Joe and her husband John's coffee shop that they run in Joe's hometown. You know that at Brave Crate, we believe deployment can be an amazing opportunity to find new passions or to create new dreams and goals for yourself. And the same can be true for our service members who are deployed. John, Joe's husband, actually dreamed up the idea of opening a coffee shop while he was deployed to Afghanistan. And now, 5 years later, Swatera Coffee Company is open, and they are just completely shaking up and adding so much joy to Joe's hometown, where they create space for the community to gather, to be together, and to enjoy some delicious coffee like the shoe fly pie blend in your Brave Crate. So the first thing I fell in love with about this coffee is the packaging. I'm obsessed with this really bright silver foil. It looks really cute sitting on my counter while I'm waiting to brew it. And I also love the way that this coffee smells when it's being brewed. And so even if you just pop it open and just take a quick smell, It's amazing. It smells like dessert. And so when you're brewing this in your kitchen, your entire kitchen and any adjacent rooms are going to smell like you have spent hours baking. So this is a good hack for if you have people coming over and maybe you haven't had time to clean or something. Just pop some of this in your coffee maker and they'll be so distracted by how amazing your house smells that they won't even care. The blend is shoe fly pie, and if you've never heard of that, it is actually a really delicious moist molasses baked cake or pie that is specific to the Pennsylvania Dutch tradition. It tastes super rich, and I can even really enjoy it while it's black, which is saying a lot because I like a lot of things in my coffee usually. This coffee is really just a fabulous way for us to get even more connected with Joe while we count down deployment in the month of November. I've heard a lot of really great ideas about counting down deployment, but one piece of advice that I had never heard before came to me recently from Joe, and she said she recommends everyone keep one accessory that they break out on really tough deployment days because changing what you're wearing can change your mood and that can completely change your day. Now that is absolutely genius. My not so healthy way of treating myself on tough deployment days is often to treat myself with a not so healthy snack. And so instead of doing that, I am going to reach for the next item in our box, which is this adorable fringed infinity scarf. Joe picked this out to be our special mood-changing accessory on difficult deployment days. This scarf is so comfy, and you either got it in this really beautiful fall-appropriate blush pink or in a really pretty bright white color. Both of them are fringed, and I love that they both go with really any fall outfit. It's a super simple accessory that can really turn anything you're wearing into something that looks super well thought out and put together. So you know how an infinity scarf works. It's one big circle, you put it on, wrap it, and you can kind of style it in whatever way that you want to. I just love how it turns even the most simple and basic outfit into something that feels really thoughtful and like you put a lot of effort into what you're wearing, because let's be honest, on difficult deployment days, the last thing I want to do is spend a ton of time digging through my closet and trying to find something to wear. Like on most days during deployment, I'm in the basics, whatever I could throw on that morning. And I just love that if it's a tough day and I want to feel a little bit more put together, I can just throw this scarf on with basically whatever I'm wearing and feel ready to go. Next inside your Brave crate is this really cute portable phone charger that Joe says is one of her absolute go-to items, her must-haves for a deployment countdown. We have all felt the dread of watching your phone battery slowly die, especially during a time where you're expecting your deployed spouse to call. And so this phone charger is really perfect. It fits really nicely inside of your bag. And it comes with this cord. You can pre-charge it so that it's ready to go whenever you're leaving the house and need your phone the most. Now, my absolute favorite thing about this charger is how easy it is to find inside of your bag. Now, if you're like me, whether your bag is a giant tote or this tiny itty bitty thing, it can turn into a black hole where things just go to get lost. Not this charger though. The bright blue metallic color, besides being really pretty, also makes it super simple to find inside of your bag. And I have left this in my bag and tried to search for it, and it's so bright and shiny that it's super easy to just kind of grab it, take it out, and plug your phone in before it dies. Plus, you're gonna find a little piece of your favorite countdown box right there on it. The next item that Joe selected for the inside of this month's Brave Crate are these really beautiful open when cards from West House. Now, if you haven't seen them before, open when cards are cards that you write in advance. You flip the card over and leave a note, and you send them to your spouse with an envelope that tells them exactly when to open them. So you'll see it says open when, and you get to actually choose when your spouse should open each note. So if you have an anniversary coming up, for instance, you could write a little love note on the back of the card, and on the envelope you would write open when it's our anniversary. Some of my absolute favorite open when cards to write are things like open when you miss me, open when you're having a rough day, or open as soon as you get these letters. This way they don't have to wait forever to open them. So Joe chose open when cards for this month's Brave Crate because she actually used them during her husband John's deployment, and he loved her open when cards so much that he kept them after homecoming, and they still go back and read them together every now and then. We also love that these cards are created by West House, and West House is a military spouse owned business that specializes in creating really luxe home goods and stationery and apparel specifically for military spouses who are committed to thriving during this military life journey that all of us are on. Everything they create is just as gorgeous as these cards are, and so you can check them out at Shop West House. If you stay connected with Jo on the Jo My Gosh Facebook page or Instagram, then you know she is constantly working on something. And that really resonates with me, especially during deployment where I feel like I'm managing all the things all the time. So Jo sent her absolute favorite item for keeping you hands-free while you are on the go, and that is this armband holder for your phone or another device. I love it because it's gonna fit basically any phone or other phone-sized device that you have. You just open up the pocket on the front, put your phone inside. My phone is being used for this video, so I can't show you that. But you put your phone inside and then you slip the armband onto your arm. So you have it when you need it in those moments that you really want to be hands-free. We often think of armbands as something we're just going to use for working out, but really these can be super helpful at all different moments. Anytime that you want to be listening to a podcast or music, or even chatting with your spouse over headphones, this armband can help you do it. And that might be while you're shopping or walking your puppies, or maybe you're carrying a bunch of bags. Whatever moments you need to be hands-free, this mobile armband is going to be helpful. And because it is so tiny and can fit in your purse, it's always there when you need it. It's not like you have to think about bringing it with you. I also love that you can fit any kind of phone in here in the front pocket. And so you don't have to replace this every time you get a new phone, which unfortunately we all know happens probably more than we wish it would. We are all about getting things that work well and keeping them, especially things that are going to help us through deployment. And I think this universal phone armband is a perfect fit. So if you've ever visited jomygosh.com, you know that first and foremost, Jo is an incredibly talented writer. She has this beautiful writing style that helps us put the joys and the challenges of military life into words, especially in moments where it might be really difficult to do that. So I'm totally not surprised that Jo decided to have Brave Crate include these precision point gel pens in the November deployment countdown box. So between to-do lists and love notes and schedules and calendars and all the things, it feels like during deployment we've always got something to jot down, always got something to write about. And Jo says that having a really great pen available can be a huge motivator and make all of those lists and notes and letters and schedules that you're keeping track of a lot more enjoyable. So no joke, I have piles and piles of pens. Like, I am an office supply and stationery lover. So many pens. And these are my new favorite. I have all 5 of these pens sitting in this cute acrylic container right next to my bed because I use these pens every single night to fill out my bullet journal now. These are super bright colors, and unlike many other gel pens, they are 100% bleed free. These go on the paper and they dry and they stay there perfectly. They write in a super fine line, which I really love for journaling or calendaring. And since they come in 5 different really vibrant colors, you can use them to organize all of your lists and keep everything in different areas, or you can use them to make your next love letter to your deployed spouse a little more fun and exciting. Pro tip, these go really great with your open when cards from West House, which also happen to be our challenge of the month item. So let's flip this guy over and see what our challenge is. We're challenging you to choose one evening in November where you can set aside at least an hour. Put that on your calendar and write the word cards in it so you know not to schedule anything else. Then you can check out the official Jo My Gosh list of open when cards at jomygosh.com. She has fantastic ideas for different open when cards that you can write. Finally, during the time that you've chosen, go ahead and choose what kind of open when cards you'd like to do and get them done. Spend the evening just with a cup of tea and your open when cards and maybe even your brand new gel pens, and get those filled out for your spouse so you can begin sending them in their next care package. or just sending them month after month. However you choose to do it works great. That is it. I hope you have loved everything inside of this month's Brave Crate, specially curated by Joe from Joe My Gosh. I have to give a huge shout out to Joe, who has just been an absolute joy to work with in putting this box together. Thank you for all of the care and thought and love that you put into this box. I hope you have loved everything inside. The next Brave Crate that's going to be used for our December deployment countdown is available right now. So head over to bravecrates.com and snag yours before it's gone.